Hey, um, do you need a pencil? I have a lot of extra ones, so if you'd like to have mine, you can have it. Oh, yeah, yeah, it's no problem. I'm always overly prepared for things. Here, you can have two. Well, yeah, I'm always overly prepared. Except, well, maybe for this semester. I usually sit at the front of the class, because, that's where I always sit. But I couldn't find this classroom on the first day, and so I was actually kind of late, which was really nerve-wracking. And anyways, so I that's why I'm sitting back here. It's pretty interesting. Don't usually sit at the back of class. You always sit at the back. It's interesting. I suppose everybody has their preferences for things. Um, I don't know. I always sit in the front. I guess it's just, easier to hear. I'm always taking notes and just stuff like that. I've kind of been a teacher's pet my whole life, so it's a little weird sitting back here. But it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just different. Oh, well, yeah, I always come early to class like this. I guess I hate being late. It makes me really anxious. I was an anxious mess on the first day. I'm sure you probably noticed since you sit right next to me. Yeah, I guess I was. So, why are you here early? Well, just because you seem a lot more easygoing. It seems like you'd be totally fine with walking in a few minutes late, so. Oh, well, I guess, you just happened to walk in early for once. So, what's your name? Oh, right. I kind of remember the professor saying that at the beginning of the semester. Oh, my name's Callista. With a C. For some reason, a lot of people tend to spell it with a K. Even though I'm pretty sure that's not a common way to spell it. But I know that I think it might be a character in League of Legends or something. I've been told that a few times before. No, I don't play the game, I just heard about it. But yeah, it's Callista. Oh, well, you're welcome for the pencils. Yeah, they're all yours. I have way too much stuff. Yep, I'm always over preparing. It's a bit nerve-wracking sometimes, but it's all I really know. Yeah, for every class. I don't know why, there's just this little voice in my head that always makes me do things ahead of time. Or overly prepare for it because what could go wrong, or what if this, what if that. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but you think you need that little voice? It can be kind of helpful, but it's also really draining. I wish I was a little bit more like you, actually. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, you just seem so calm. Or, I guess, just you don't seem as worried about things as I do. Or at least from what I've observed. I mean, obviously I don't know what you're like outside of class, but I always hyper focus on assignments or dates, and I feel like my mind's always going a mile a minute, but I don't know, I mean, you just seem a lot more go with the flow kind of thing. And I just wish I could be a little more like that sometimes. Well, we're all not perfect. I mean, I'm not that well put together either. Well, just because I'm getting A's doesn't really mean much, especially if I'm wanting to pull my hair out all the time. Maybe we could help each other out. You know, I can help you be a bit more on time and more prepared, like bringing at least a pencil and a notebook. Which I just realized you actually don't have a notebook. Do you want a few pieces of paper? Or do you not write notes? Oh, you gotta write at least some notes. Well, maybe you could share a bit of your philosophy on how to not be so worried. And I can show you how to worry just a little bit. Like maybe you should write some stuff down. Well, you just kind of write down the important stuff. Like main points, I guess. If you want, you could scoot your desk over a little closer and you can watch me take notes if you want. You can kind of just see what I pick out. I mean, I don't mind sharing them with you either, but if you learn how to take notes, then it's a lot easier. At least for you in the future if you want to take notes. Yeah, I don't mind. And then maybe you could help me with not being so fixated on everything. Granted, I don't really know how you're going to do that. What? Am I free tonight? Well, I was gonna go over some notes and I know that there's a project due in 4 weeks, so I thought maybe perhaps I could, finally, like, I think we have to, like, make, like, a actual, like... What? What do you mean? Well, I mean, I know it's due in 4 weeks, but, I mean, you always want to get started. Well, yeah, I guess the paper isn't that big, but, doing, research beforehand. Okay. I still want to look over some things tonight, but I guess I could do that. Yeah, I did say I wanted to try to relax a little, so yeah, I could grab something to eat later. Um Actually, I don't know where that place is. Well, I don't really get out much. So I really don't know where anything is. It honestly, it's probably kind of embarrassing because I know a lot of people always talk about going to that pizza place, but I've never really been there. Mm-mm. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. You'll probably have to distract me a lot though, because when I'm not doing work or stuff like that, I tend to think about it, so I'm probably gonna be really anxious later. So I just wanted to apologize in advance. I'm already like twiddling my fingers, but I don't think there's been a day I really don't work on school stuff in the evening. Yeah, I'm always working ahead. And I think I'm kind of realizing I need to stop doing that. If you overwork something, it stops working. And I'd like my brain to work. So, if I need to take a break, I wouldn't mind spending it with you. Yeah. You seem like really fun to be around. Well, yeah. At least I think so. I've actually been trying to find an excuse to say something to you for the past couple weeks, but I didn't really know what to say, so I just thought I'd take the opportunity to give you a pencil if you'd take it. Well, I'm glad I said something too. Oh, yeah, here, yeah. You can scooch over closer. That way when class starts you can see what I write down and try to understand it, I guess. Yeah, just the important stuff. Or specifically if the professor says that they're gonna test us on it, then you want to make sure you write that down. I don't know how you survive without taking notes. Seems crazy to me. But I'm really happy to show you how if you want. Okay. Well, first things first, do you know what bullet points are? Kinda. Okay. Well, you kind of want to make a header here. And you do like bullet points, or like, well, they're points. You put like a dot in front of it. And you write down a small note. And you put it under the header of the same subject. And if you need another note from that bullet point, you kind of just put it right below it. But you indent it. Just like a little space. Don't worry. If you can't catch up, I'll just give you my notes. No problem. I mean, you're taking me out for pizza tonight, so it's the least I can do.